Cool, that'll work as long as we have our hands free, but if not, I mean, if you're playing guitars or keys, you might need to invest in a DP2 pedal and plug it into the rear panel jack named Footswitch. This works in exactly the same way as the manual method that we did just a moment ago. You just use your feet instead of your hands. Now, if you wish to be completely hands and feet free, you need to use auto punch. To use the auto punch feature, you must first set the in and out points of your punch. And first, I'm going to undo that last manual punch I did underneath menu and undo, redo, yes, and then that will get us back to where we were. We'll exit out of that and go back to the top. Now when we go down to auto punch in and out, we'll press enter right here. First thing we need to do is turn that on. And then you need to define where the in point will be. That's really, I mean, if we were back in the manual mode of doing things, that's when you hit it the first time, and then when you hit it the second time, that'll be the out point. So, I mean, you could either display this in time or measures, but here's a really quick way of doing it. You can dial all those in, but here's a way to do it. A lot of times you can do this by feel, by hitting play, and then with the in point highlighted, as soon as you hit enter, it will drop that as the in point. Let's go. You came to my rescue, even when I did. Oh, I screwed it up. So you can see on the fly, you can drop those points in very, very quickly. So with those 2 points set and the auto punch set to on, then here's what you can do. When you go back and then you just rewind just a few measures before that point, then with the third track armed there, and when you hit play and record, you'll notice that this will flash, and that track will only actually record between those 2 points. You came to my rescue, even when I... All done hands-free. Well, you might think, I mean, why do it this way when you can just press the record button manually? Well, if you set up this way, you can absolutely be sure of the timing, and you get to have your hands off the unit. It's really great when you're doing, say, a guitar punch by yourself. Okay, so let's actually see this for real. First thing we need to do, underneath menu, system, Footswitch. You can either have this connected Footswitch, and we'll connect it right here. It's just a basic, you could use a DP2 or most piano sustain pedals will do as well. And then you can decide whether you want, when you press that, to hit play or record. If you're going to do punch in, we'll set this to record. So we'll hit exit out of that. That way, when you have any track that is armed, you can just hit play here. And you'll note that every time I press this, punch in, punch out. Why is it doing that? Because I totally forgot to turn auto punch in and out off. So we'll turn that off there and exit out of that. And then now we can hit play, and then when you press this, the record, you can drop in and then drop out. Now, before we leave this section, let's quickly look at what Boss calls V-tracks or virtual tracks.